برای غنچه های ناشکفته پرپر مدرسه سندی هوک کانتیکت و به یاد گلهای شیناباد پیرانشهر که به علت بی‌مبالاتی مسئولین در آتش سوختند و دود شدند. ای همه گلهای از سرما کبود، خنده هاتون را که از لبها رو بود. مهر هرگز این چنین غمگین نتافت، باغ هرگز این چنین تنها نبود. رنگ عطرآمیزتان برباد رفت، رنگ عطرآمیزتان نابود شد. زندگی در لای رگهاتان فسرد، آتش رخسارهاتان دود شد. Ladies and gentlemen, very welcome to Persian Cultural Center. As you know, I am Mahvash Nawabi, PCC Women's Association's programmer and organizer. On Friday, December 14, an awful tragedy happened in Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut, where 20 innocent children ages 5 to 10, as well as 6 teachers, were killed by a mentally ill young man. This disaster caused fear and horror in most of the children and even the parents all over the United States. As an educator and experienced teacher who has worked with children and adults from kindergarten to college, I believe most of the young children never talk about their fears to their parents, although they may suffer inside. This belief reminds me of my own childhood. I was 4 or 5 years old when one night I overheard my parents talking about an article they had read in a newspaper related to some dangerous animals that had escaped from a zoo and were loose in the streets of Tehran. Although we were living in Shiraz and were very far from Tehran, I was so scared that when my father went to work, I didn't have any hope not to be attacked by those dangerous animals. For days and nights, I suffered from what I had heard without letting my parents know what was bothering me. Another time, there was a very strong earthquake which killed many people and ruined many houses in a small town far from the city where we were living. I was sorry for the people who suffered and cried for them in bed every night. I thought this disaster would happen to us soon. But I never talked to my parents or my teachers to get comfort. I am sure times have changed, and not all the children are like me these days. But still, there are some who are introverted and suffer inside without talking even to their friends about what is going on in their little hearts. I believe parents should be aware of their children's thoughts in these situations. They should comfort them or seek comfort from professionals. Sometimes they themselves need comfort in these situations too. With disasters happening somewhere in the world every day, in my opinion, we should have a family psychologist the same way we all have family doctors. Today, I have invited Dr. Michael Leach, psychologist, to help parents and children to cope with these kinds of tragedies. Dr. Leach has doctorate of philosophy in clinical psychology and Masters of Art in clinical psychology. He attended Rosemead School of Psychology in Biola University in Southern California. He is the program chair of the doctoral and master's programs at Argosy University, Dallas. He is a co-founding partner in private practice with Uptown Analytic Practices in Uptown area of Dallas. He is the founder and clinical supervisor of Richland Oak Counseling Center, a nonprofit counseling and testing center in Richardson, Texas. He has been teaching psychology at the college level for 11 years. He has been licensed as a psychologist and practicing for 3 years. He has been supervising clinical work for 1 year. He specializes in multicultural psychology and actively works to integrate a patient's cultural, religious, and spiritual practices into the work of counseling. All counseling involves working with loss and grief, and this area is particular interest for him. In case you want to know, Dr. Leach accepts Blue Cross, Blue Shield at the Richardson office only. he is happy to offer a lower sliding scale at both offices for people who don't have insurance. Additionally, the postdoctorate residents and pro-doctoral interns that he supervises at the Richardson office are able to provide services at a lower rate. This is you and Dr. Leach.
Can I use the stand?
Oh, you can use either one.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation to come speak. There we go, it's not up. It's not on. So thank you for the introduction and thank you for the invitation. As a bit of the introduction said, I'm from Los Angeles and did all of my growing up in Southern California, and that offered me the wonderful opportunity to have childhood friends from Iran, from Armenia, from all over the world, but particular Persian culture. So my childhood friends say hello from Los Angeles. I'm sorry I don't speak Persian, so today will only be in English. So what we'd like to do today, or tonight, is begin to introduce some ideas about how to help children cope, in particular children, cope with similar difficulties, similar events, like the ones recently in Connecticut. To do that, I've also brought some friends and colleagues, and I wanted to introduce them as well. To your far right, this is Dr. Christy Novinsky. She's a fellow faculty member with me at Argosy and fellow clinician at Richland Oaks Counseling Center. Her specialty also is in loss and grief, and particularly with children. Hopefully she'll have a book coming out soon around that topic. And then in the back, I have two of my interns that are here. This is Lily Tran and Mona Norazadeh, two of my interns who also see clients at in Richardson, as well as in Irving. So I have some ideas to present, but I also want to make sure we have time for you to ask questions as well. As many of my students know, I don't like to lecture too much. I'd much rather have a discussion. And so I look forward to hearing your questions. Please feel free to ask any of them, and we'll try our best to address